Two factories in southern China build 70% of every microwave sold in the United States. That GE on your counter, the Whirlpool, the Sharp, odds are they rolled off the same Guangdong assembly line. An $89 unit and a $299 unit, identical inside. Microwaves once lasted 20 years. Now most won't survive 7 years. The cost-cutting secret behind that collapse goes deeper than any brand wants you to know. In the heart of Guangdong, two companies hold a grip on the world's microwave supply that borders on the unbelievable. Midea, founded in 1968, and Galanz, launched a decade later in 1978, now churn out between 15 and 18 million microwaves every year. Together, they are responsible for more than 70% of all units sold in the United States. This is not just a matter of scale, it is a quiet takeover. Walk through the sprawling factory districts outside Foshan and Shunde, and you will find row after row of assembly lines running day and night, stamping out the same core machines destined for dozens of brand logos. On paper, it looks like choice. GE, Whirlpool, Toshiba, Sharp, Breville, Insignia. In reality, these are often the same microwaves built on the same platforms, rolling out of the same doors. The badge on the front is just a sticker. The real power sits with Midea and Galanz, whose manufacturing muscle has quietly erased any real competition from the market. This is not a partnership, it is a duopoly, and it decides what ends up in your kitchen, no matter which logo you pick. Pick up a GE or Whirlpool microwave at your local store, and you will see a familiar logo, a glossy box, and a price tag that might stretch from $89 all the way up to $299. But behind those numbers, there is a secret. The hardware inside is often identical, no matter what brand is stamped on the front. Confidential contracts between Midea or Galanz and the big-name brands lock in this arrangement. These deals include strict clauses that keep the true manufacturer hidden from consumers. The same circuit boards, magnetrons, and even the plastic buttons are shuffled between models, with only the outer shell or a few cosmetic tweaks to set them apart. The illusion of choice lets retailers charge a premium for a badge, while the guts of a $299 GE are often the same as an $89 Insignia. Procurement managers admit the driving force is unit price, not engineering quality. The brand you trust is often just a marketing layer, leaving buyers to pay top dollar for the same cost-part parts, sealed by a confidentiality clause that keeps the real story off the box. In the 1970s and 80s, a microwave was a once-in-a-generation purchase. Units like the Amana Radarange or early Panasonic models routinely lasted more than 20 years. Service records from that era show mean times between failures stretching from 12 to 18 years. Fast forward to today, and the story has flipped. The average modern microwave, especially those built by Midea or Galanz, now survives just 7 to 10 years if you're lucky. According to Consumer Reports, 40% of microwaves from major brands fail within the first 5 years. That's not a fluke. The shift isn't just about luck or user habits, it's baked into the design. Thinner steel, cheaper magnetrons, and fragile electronics have all driven this collapse. Where a family once relied on a single appliance for decades, today's buyer faces a near-certain replacement cycle every few years. The numbers are hard to ignore. A product that once outlasted cars and even some mortgages now struggles to see a child through middle school. Control panels are the #1 failure point in today's microwaves, and the numbers are hard to ignore. According to repair shop data covering more than 2,000 service calls a year, 38% of all microwave repairs are caused by malfunctioning control panels, keypads that stop responding, touch sensors that register phantom presses, or displays that suddenly go dark. KitchenAid, a brand once known for reliability, now ranks among the worst offenders. In the latest Consumer Reports survey, KitchenAid microwaves were 4 times more likely to suffer panel breakdowns than the industry average. For owners, the impact is immediate and expensive. A typical control panel repair costs between $150 and $180, often more than half the price of a new unit. Many technicians recommend skipping the repair entirely and buying a replacement, which is exactly what manufacturers count on. The epidemic of panel failures isn't limited to one brand, but KitchenAid's numbers stand out as a warning. Even premium pricing and familiar names offer no protection from the built-in fragility of modern designs. Samsung's reputation for innovation hasn't shielded its microwaves from the same design shortcuts plaguing the rest of the market. The numbers tell the story. Consumer Reports assigned Samsung a 3.2 out of 5 rating. And repair data shows a staggering 31% of their units fail within just 2 years. For many owners, the trouble starts with the control panel, buttons that freeze, touchpads that go haywire, or displays that fade to black. But Samsung's push to pack in smart features has only made things worse. Models loaded with Wi-Fi, voice controls, and app integration are failing at 2.5 times the rate of their basic counterparts. The culprit is almost always the microcontroller board, the brain behind those smart functions. When it goes, the repair bill can hit $160 just for the part, with labor pushing it higher. That's if you can even find a technician willing to tackle it. The frustration has boiled over into class action lawsuits, including claims of microwaves turning themselves on, a ghost start issue traced to faulty control circuitry. For Samsung owners, the promise of a high-tech kitchen too often ends with a dead appliance and a receipt for a new one. Microwave repair isn't just a headache, it's a trap set by the math of modern appliances. When a magnetron goes bad, the part alone can cost anywhere from $120 to $165, and labor adds another $80 to $100. That brings the total to $220 to $250 just to get an old microwave humming again. Meanwhile, a brand new unit, often with the same fragile guts, sits on the shelf for $260 to $300. Faced with these numbers, more than half of all owners, 55%, choose to replace instead of repair. It's not a fluke. This cycle is exactly what manufacturers want. The economics are stacked so that throwing away a microwave and buying a new one seems like the rational choice, even when the root problem is a single failed part. For the average household, that means every breakdown becomes a forced spending decision, funneling money back to the same brands that engineered the short lifespan in the first place. The result is a lose-lose situation. More waste, more money out the door, and no end in sight. Hidden dangers lurk behind the shiny doors of today's microwaves. More than 60% of budget models use PVC-based plastics inside the cooking cavity, materials never approved for direct food contact. When heated, these plastics can release phthalates at concentrations nearly twice as high as the FDA allows, especially during repeated use at high temperatures. For families who microwave meals daily, that means a steady stream of endocrine-disrupting chemicals entering their food. The risks don't end with what you can't see. Over-the-range microwaves, now a fixture in many kitchens, are failing at alarming rates. 22% of these units suffer major breakdowns within 6 years, driven by thin steel housings and relentless heat from poor ventilation. Fire risk is real. The United States Fire Administration recorded 124 microwave-related fires last year, with a significant share traced back to faulty control panels and overheating interiors. The illusion of safety and durability has never been more fragile. Some brands still refuse to play by the duopoly's rules. Panasonic stands out, not just for its name, but for its engineering. Their microwaves use a metal waveguide, an old-school choice that costs more but resists cracking and arcing, even after years of daily use. Panasonic's in-house magnetrons are built with copper windings and reinforced cathodes, the kind of details that used to be standard. That's why Consumer Reports puts Panasonic's failure rate under 8% in the first 5 years, with an average lifespan reaching nearly 15 years, twice as long as the typical Midea or Galanz model. High-end Toshiba models made in Japan follow the same playbook: robust parts, thicker steel, and FDA-approved interiors. Both brands back their designs with 5-year warranties, a rare sign of confidence in a market where 1 year has become the norm. For buyers, these are the red flags to look for: a metal waveguide, a real warranty, and a brand that still engineers its own machines. Right now, over 15 million Midea and Galanz microwaves fill U.S. homes each year, most destined to fail in under a decade. As manufacturers chase margins, reliability becomes an afterthought. The kitchen has become disposable by design. The question is, how long will we tolerate it? Share your thoughts below.